All right, guys, it's the Why I'm Angry podcast here, real quick. Just a lunchtime minute. And I wanted to talk about the Colorado ban on conversion therapy for LGBTQ plus kids. Say that 3 times fast. But I think it's a good thing that the Supreme Court has struck it down based on the fact of your right to free speech, the First Amendment of the Constitution. Justice Kenji Brown Jackson wrote that states should be free to regulate healthcare, even if that means incidental restrictions on speech. That is crap. No, they shouldn't be able to regulate healthcare or anything else, especially if they're not allowing you to talk about it. That's like saying, pass the bill and then read it. It's not it. That's not how it goes. That's not how we do things. We're allowed to say whatever we want to say, except for fire or anything that's hate speech anymore. And so the more we start restricting speech, the more that we fall into the pit of that's hate speech or we're now figuring out the intent of someone that is saying it. And anytime you do that, you're going down a slippery slope. And so I'm glad as a Christian, it's good that they shut it down. Not that I want them to be able to help kids transition to LGBT plus whatever. Um, it's more the fact that I can see if they can restrict your speech on anything, on talking about that, then they can also restrict your speech about talking about Christian subjects. You're already anti-Semitic if you talk about the Jews. And honestly, they could say it was hate speech that you talked about how that the Jews killed Jesus, and things like that. Especially coming into Easter, you got to see the irony in that we allow certain kinds of speech, but we don't allow, we ban other kinds. It's just not American, and it's just not part of the Constitution, in all honesty. So definitely get out there, think for yourself. If you have a different opinion, go to whyimangrypodcast@gmail.com and send me a message. If you agree, do the same thing, or check out whyimangry.com for the latest merch and good things. Love you guys. Follow, like, and share.